You both touched on financial situations in this country. But one thing that's really burdening this country, I believe, is a bank. Where do y'all stand on the Federal Reserve?
I'd have to say that the Federal Reserve Bank, they're the ones printing the money. They're the ones spending our fiscal policies. I mean, we've lost sight of what we're trying to do. And I think everything that we mentioned earlier, from balanced budget to performance reviews, commissions going in, looking at every agency top down, figuring out where we can find savings, where we can cut duplications of services. Because listen, I can tell you this from being in state government, that your government agencies aren't operating as efficiently and as effectively as you would like to think they are. Your tax-paying dollars are not being spent as wisely as you think they are. I mean, we're probably doing a little better job of it than the federal government, but it's not happening. I've seen too many times where there's one or two people in a department of 5 or 6 where they're doing all the work and the other people are sitting there on Facebook, blogging. Seems to be a very popular pastime. Talking on a cell phone, or just not working. But again, there's so many things that have to be done. And again, it's taken us 80 years to get here. I don't have all the solutions, but I tell you, I can tackle problems. I've served my state, I've served my country, I've served my district, and I'm effective. That's what's wrong with Gene Taylor, is he's ineffective. He doesn't listen to the people from South Mississippi. He does his own thing. I may say something, you may have a great idea, but I want to hear it from other people. If the people in Mississippi, and we keep hearing we the people, it's on a very famous document. If they want something, I'm going to give it to them.
I believe we have a responsibility as representatives to the American people to be transparent. And everything that we do is to be transparent and accountable. The Federal Reserve right now is not transparent and it's not accountable, and that's a problem. If we, the people, can't peer into the books of the Federal Reserve and see what they're doing with our money and how they're managing our monetary system, which lies at the very base of our economic prosperity, that's a serious problem. I completely support the legislation that's before the House to audit the Fed. After we have the opportunity to look at the books and see what's really happening, we're going to have to make very tough decisions about how we want to manage monetary policy in this country. It could be abolishing the Fed. It could be... I don't think we can actually make that decision until we open it up, look inside, and see what's really going on. It's a very scary situation we're in when the Chinese just a few days ago said they're considering floating the yen to the dollar. We don't know what could happen if they decide to not peg the yen to the U.S. dollar anymore. We could have massive inflation, we could have massive deflation. I'm not an economist, and so I won't pretend to know exactly all the theories behind that, but I know that it's a very dangerous situation when we have an economy in China that's growing at a massive rate that is projected to overcome the U.S. economy in 2020. It's a very scary situation if we don't have sound monetary policy. And at the very base of that policy is the Fed. We've got to look inside and get it straight.
Good.
We're going to have a 2-minute closing with just a couple of quick things. I'd like to ask our chairman of Pearl County's planning a debate in Pearl County. Cecil, have you got a date?